Where do I even begin, guys? We have a lot to talk about in this video. We have a jam-packed week coming up for the stock market. We have a lot of companies reporting earnings, which means we have a lot of estimates to talk about. We have a lot of charts to break down. And of course, we have the CPI data this week, which means we have to break that down as well. So if y'all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And do not forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo. It is free money. Who doesn't like free money? Link down below. We'll talk more about that later. And now, cheers, guys. Let's dive right into the video. So there's a lot to break down today, guys. Let's just dive right into it. Let's not waste any time. You guys know on Friday we had a pretty good day overall for the stock market. A very good day, honestly. More than just a pretty good day. We had the S&P 500 go up 1.8%. The Russell went up 2.4%. The NASDAQ went up 2.1%. As the Dow went up 1.6%. And we had the VIX down over 14%. So the VIX got clobbered, guys. And I think gold and silver went down as well, even though we're not seeing it up here. Take my word for it. I think silver and gold each went down over 1%. So overall, heading into this week, guys, when it comes to SPY, let's do a quick little rundown here. I'm looking at 417, which is what I've been looking at over the past couple of weeks, couple of months at this point. I mean, we failed at 417 time and time again, so maybe we break out. Maybe we test it and break out of it this week, and if we do, on the upside here, we could be going maybe towards the highs from the middle of August, right? Yeah, 430, that's where this thing could be going, but we have to break out of 417, which right now, guys, we're not doing that, but we do have an ascending triangle, which is bullish. Now, all we have to do is pretty much wait and see if we do actually break out of 417. And on triple Q, let me show you guys the key level I'm looking at for this week. It is right around, let me see here, 322, yeah, 322, 323, which, mind you, we actually pushed past 322 this week or last week, and we closed above it. That's good, but we're not fully breaking out quite yet. So I'm actually going to set my alert at $325. Mark is at or above. Let me do that. And if we do break out of that point, guys, I'm telling you, there's probably going to be momentum towards the highs from August, being about 334 to 335 bucks per share. So overall for SPY and triple Q, those are some levels that I'm looking at, and if we break out, I'm telling you guys, there's going to be more upside towards those August highs, at least in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And again, we have CPI data coming out on Wednesday. Let me actually pull up the Safari tab and let's break this down very, very quickly. Bear with me as I do make my face a little bit smaller. My head's freaking huge, guys, so I gotta make it smaller so we can see what is going on here. So on 8:30 or at 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast on Wednesday, we're getting the CPI month over month, year over year, and the core CPI, which excludes food and energy. And you guys can see here, let me click quickly on the CPI month over month. That is expected to come up a little bit, actually a pretty good chunk. It's expected to come in at 0.4%, like you guys can see right here. And last month, it was 0.1%. So we are expecting a nice pop in the CPI on the monthly number. And on the yearly number, though, it is projected to be pretty much right in line with what it was last month. If you guys remember, last month it was 5%. Now we're looking to come in at 5% yet again. And of course, it's down a lot over the past couple of months. But like Jerome Powell said, sticky inflation is here. I mean, it's pretty sticky. And he said pretty much not to expect inflation to come down pretty much all the way to 2% like that. It's going to maybe remain a little bit elevated for quite some time. At least that's kind of what he said in the in the last meeting that was on, I believe, last Wednesday, right? Or Thursday. No, that was on Wednesday. Either way, that's pretty much what he said. So inflation is projected to be 5%, and the core CPI is looking to be 0.3%, which is actually less than what it was last month of 0.4%. You guys can see here, last month, 0.4%. This month, 0.3%. You can't complain about that. That's pretty good, the fact that core CPI is coming down. But again, the CPI month over month number is going to be up 0.4%. compared to 0.1% last month. So we shall see how it actually comes out. And that's definitely the biggest economic event this upcoming week, guys. No doubt about it, at least here in the U.S. And we have on Thursday the core PPI month over month. Last month, it was negative 0.1%. Now it's looking to come in at 0.2%. You guys can see right here, again, that's core PPI, and the core PPI, or not actually regular PPI month over month, was negative 0.5% last month. Now it's coming in at 0.3%. That's the estimated, and we're also going to get Unemployment claims, which shot up a good amount last week, and this week is projected to be 245K, and last week it was 242K. So more and more people, guys, are filing unemployment claims. You got to keep in mind, Mr. Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve, they are trying to, whether they say it or not, they are trying to cool off the labor market. I mean, he does say that, but they're trying to get that unemployment rate to go up, because that is going to, of course, alongside with the Fed funds rate going up, that's going to fight inflation. So let me actually come over here back to Safari now, guys, and break down, or not Safari, ThinkOrSwim, and break down some stocks that are reporting earnings this week. We have a lot to break down in this video, guys, so make sure you stick on throughout. Don't just prematurely click out of the video, guys. Again, we have a lot to go over in this video. So tomorrow morning, on Monday morning, depending on when you're watching this video, Monday morning is when Palantir is reporting earnings. That's a big one coming up this week, guys, and you guys can see we're at a very big support right now on Palantir, right around $7.30 to $7. If we do fall through this point, if bears push us through that level, that's not going to be good at all for the bulls, obviously. And honestly, that'd be a spot where Palantir stock could start collapsing, maybe back down towards the lows from the end of last year, maybe the beginning of this year, being about $6.25, maybe mid sixes. So they're looking to do EPS of 4 cents on revenue of $505 million. That would be up 13% year over year. So not bad, but not nearly as good of growth as what Palantir is used to seeing. And maybe a lot of that's already priced in. I mean, the stock's down a good chunk over the past couple of weeks. You guys can see back in the middle of April, it was at $9. Now it's at $7.40. So it is in a bear market, or pretty much right on the cusp of that. 18% down, so pretty much almost in a bear market. So maybe that's priced in. Maybe if earnings surprise and guidance is strong, this could end up rocketing. I know a lot of you guys were commenting in my recent Palantir video, oh, it's going to go to $8, $9, $10 after earnings. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Time will tell. Again, it's very oversold here. It's pricing in a lot of bad news probably, and if we get a surprise, this could end up ripping to the upside, in my personal opinion. Maybe you guys are right about that. We shall see. So PayPal is another one reporting, and this stock has just been getting destroyed week after week, month after month, and they're on Monday after the bell. They're looking to do EPS of $1.10 on revenue of almost $7 billion, which would be up around 7.6% year over year. And overall, what I'm noticing here, if I zoom in a little bit on this pattern, this is not the most bullish pattern at all. In fact, it's actually very bearish. We have a descending triangle on Palantir. We have not Palantir, PayPal. I mixed those up, guys. PayPal here, we've had support at around 70 to 72 bucks over the past couple of months, pretty much all of this year. But at the same time, we've been making lower highs into that support. In other words, again, we're in a descending triangle. So if this earnings come out and maybe they're not as strong as expected, guidance is off or something like that, this gain from Friday, which it went up 4.4% on Friday, that could easily be erased like that, and this could be going right back down to the low 70s. That's my fear here with PayPal, and if it does break the low 70s, it breaks under 70 bucks flat, that's going to be where we get a huge dump off in PayPal, which might open up as a decent value for the long term. But if you're a trader and you want to go long, that would not be the best setup at all. If anything, this is a good setup to go short. But of course, with earnings coming out, that's risky. We don't know what the stock's going to do. We don't know what the guidance is going to be looking like. So be very careful with that here on PayPal. The next one is none other than Lucid Motor. Let me pull it up, or Lucid Group, whatever the heck it's called. This stock went up almost 5% on Friday. They're reporting earnings on Monday. Is it after the bell? Let me see, before or after? Yeah, they're after the bell. And this on top of, is similar to what we saw with PayPal. We have a descending triangle on Lucid Motor as well. You guys see that? Clear support at around $6.75, $7. But at the same time, we've been making lower highs over the past couple of months. You guys see that, right? So if this company bombs earnings, I mean, it's possible. Who knows? This could easily play out on the downside, and we could be getting a lot more red on Lucid. But this stock is also prone to squeezes. The most recent time it's done very well was back in the end of January. You guys can see this stock was at, actually more towards the beginning of January, it was at $6. Then by the end of January, it was at $17, and it actually climbed from 9 to 17 in the span of a day. That was a big move of around 100%. That's crazy. It pretty much doubled up in a day, and since that point, of course, you guys can see the proofs in the charts. We have given back all the game, and now we're in a descending triangle, which is a very vulnerable spot overall heading into the earnings for the bulls. So Lucid's on Monday. All those companies I just mentioned, PayPal, Lucid, Palantir, they're on Monday with PayPal and Lucid after the bell, and Palantir being in the morning. Now on Tuesday, we have Airbnb. ABNB is the ticker, and this stock has been moving all over the place, man. Talk about volatility. This thing's gone from 107 to 145 to 128. Now it's at, 119. It's trying to break out, but at the same time, it's, battling this resistance here. We're in a wedge, in other words. We're making higher lows, but at the same time, lower highs. So they're on Tuesday, I believe, after the bell. Yeah, Tuesday, May 9th, after the bell. They're looking to do EPS of 8 cents on revenue of $1.79 billion, up 18% year over year. And mind you guys, these are all estimates. We don't know exactly what they're going to do, but these are the estimates based on multiple analysts from Yahoo Finance. So yeah, wedge, lower highs, higher lows, and we have to wait now for direction, which at this point, guys, I'm not going to lie, it looks like we want to break out. Potentially. We're not getting the confirmation yet, but the reason I say that is because we, A, closed above both moving averages last week, and B, we took the highs out from the week before. Or was it the week before? The week before. Either way, the fact that last week we took out 118, 19, 20, we actually got all the way to about 123. That was a good sign. You guys can see, we took the highs out from the, earlier, actually that was in the middle of, from the middle of April. Either way, we took the highs out from the middle of April. Now we're testing the top of the wedge. Let's see if we break out and make a new high, or not a new high, but start running towards 120s, maybe 130s here on Airbnb. And the next one here, which I believe is going to be one of the main competitors to Tesla moving forward, it is Rivian, ticker symbol RIVN. Rivian on Friday went up 3.5%, and this stock, talk about destruction, guys. This stock was at one point, I think, $170, and I was making videos back then. Yeah, 170. This was back almost 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. I was telling you guys, this is a bubble, way too overvalued. Don't touch it. At least I was saying I wasn't touching it. I'm not telling you guys what to do, of course, but that's what I was saying back then, that I wasn't touching it. And look at it now. It's at $13 per share. And who knows? I mean, if you have a higher risk tolerance, this could be one worth looking at for the long term. I'm not telling you guys to buy, not telling you guys to do anything, but this is going to be a company that's going to compete with Tesla, and they're going to do well in my personal opinion, especially competing with the Cybertruck, which you guys know they have some pretty nice trucks themselves. We're not going to really talk about the vehicles in this video, but we are going to look at the charts, which right now, clearly, the bears are dominating. We're downtrending. We're under the moving averages, well, at least under the 180 SMA, which has been resistance for literally months at this point. So Rivian's looking to do EPS of negative $1.58, so they're going to lose money on revenue of $642 million, up around 576% year over year. So, Rivian's going to be making a ton of, improvements year over year there on their revenue. Again, up almost 600%. And we'll see if guidance comes out strong. Maybe this thing ends up ripping, towards the teens again. Well, it's actually in the teens now, $13, but maybe the higher teens, mid-teens. So I'm going to set my alert at $14, which is right above the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart, which again, we've been struggling at for months at this point. Let's see if we can break out of that level. So before we continue on, guys, if you have not gone up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Use that link down below. Once you open up an account, you get one free share of stock, and if you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, and if you deposit at least $1,000, or you guys ready for this? You get 10 more stocks on top of the 4 stocks, on top of that 1 stock, totaling 15 free stocks. So if you want some free money and you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. It is greatly appreciated, guys. You could also get 12 stocks from Webull. You might as well. That's up to 27 stocks. Link down below. Again, it helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys. And with that being said, cheers. Let's continue on with companies that are reporting on Wednesday. We have Disney on Wednesday, which is one of my holdings here, my long-term portfolio video, guys, and this company's been sideways for years. Actually, probably close, not close to a decade. Yeah, it's pretty much been a decade, guys. This stock's been flat over the last 10 years. Not maybe more like 8 years, but still, back in 2015, 14, the end of 2014, this stock was at $95, $96. Now we're at $100, guys. That's pretty nutty in my opinion, guys, for a company like Disney, which sure, I mean, a lot of people think Disney, their brand's deteriorating. We're not going to get into that in this video, but I'm a strong believer that Disney's going to be around in 20 years from now, 50 years from now, maybe even a century from now. I mean, we can't say that with certainty, obviously, but this brand, in my opinion, is not going anywhere, and the short-term, beat down here is a buying opportunity, and I've actually been buying, and, especially under 100 in the 90s and the 80s, I was buying a little bit, so I don't have their earnings estimates here, but they are reporting earnings on Wednesday after the bell, and they do have an inverse head and shoulders here, in the making here in the very short term. Let's see if that plays out. We also have the trade desk on Wednesday. I believe they're after the bell. TTD is the ticker, and this stock's been reversing over the past couple of months. No doubt about it. We're above the moving averages. We have a golden cross, all that good stuff. So they're looking to do EPS of 12 cents on revenue of, let's see, $364 million, roughly up 15% year over year. So the trade desk, again, looking pretty good chart-wise, and we have an ascending triangle. You guys see this here, clear as day, forming on the 4-hour chart. Let's see if we can clear above, let's say 65, 66. That's where this thing could really start breaking out, so I'm going to set my alert now. Mark is out. We're above $65 per share. And we also have Roblox on Wednesday. You guys probably know Roblox. This stock has not been doing well over the past couple of weeks. I forget exactly what caused this thing to collapse, but I think they said something around their growth slowing down, something like that. That was a couple of weeks ago. The stock cratered and it has not recovered since that point. We're under the moving averages. We have a death cross. So again, they're reporting on Wednesday. They're looking to do EPS of negative 41 cents on revenue of $767 million, up 27%, or rather 21% year over year. So let's see what happens at around, $34-ish, $35. That was support back in the middle of February. And, maybe we get a relief rally. Maybe earnings come out and they're not as bad as expected. Maybe guidance is decent. So let's see if we get a relief rally on Roblox. And on Thursday, we have JD.com and we have Krispy Kreme, which I freaking love Krispy Kreme, guys. They're my favorite donuts. Call me basic. I don't know what you want to call me, but I love Krispy Kreme. Ticker symbol DNUT. They're looking to do EPS of 7 cents on revenue of $401 million, up 7.8%. That's Krispy Kreme. They're on Wednesday, or rather Thursday after the bell. Actually, no, they're before the bell on Thursday, so keep your eyes on that one. They have clear resistance at around $16. So let's see if we could break through that. And at the same time, we're making higher lows over the past couple of months. So we're actually in an ascending triangle right now on donut here, DNUT, which again is Krispy Kreme. Nice ticker symbol there, guys. I like that ticker symbol there. And we also have, like I said, JD.com on Thursday. They're in the morning, I believe, as well. Let's see. Yeah, JD's in the morning. They're on the 11th, so they're looking to do EPS of 51 cents on revenue of $34.68 billion, up 4.2% year over year. And this looks like it wants to take the lows out, or at least test the lows from back in October, which are right around $33. And talk about a fake out in these Chinese stocks, guys. These stocks did very well from October to about, almost February. This stock went from $33 to about 65, so it pretty much doubled up. Now it gave back all those gains. Same with a lot of these other ones, like Alibaba was, where was it? 121. Now it's back to 83. Baidu got clobbered. Let me pull up Baidu. I mean, this thing has been getting destroyed as well, from 165 to 125. So, yeah, guys, we have a lot of companies reporting earnings, a lot going on this week. So you better get ready. I'm trying to get ready, and you better subscribe to the channel as well. Hit that notification bell as well, because we have a lot of content coming up this week. You might as well smash that like button while you're at it. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo and 12 stocks from Webull, and check out my Patreon as well. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord chat, watch me build out my Patreon portfolio. You want to see my charts and ideas throughout the day, have more access to me throughout the day. All of that's on Patreon down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.